The root of the mountain versus the heart of the dragon. Who will win in the Navarre and Cumberland Grand Tournament Final? Hit it. We've just witnessed one of the most insane battles that we've ever seen in our entire history of observing Dragon Age RPG. This time, you know, he rode out on his dragon, Cratan, jumped down, waved to all the crowd and all that sort of thing. Well, Leveling the Root is suddenly on the dragon's head, shouting, "Come on, are we going to get this thing started?"
Yeah.
So he jumps off and gets down to it while they're trying to get the dragon off the field.
Yeah.
And for all of his bluster and charge, Cratan goes in, gets the charge, doesn't listen to Blitzel's advice to go sword and board.
Yeah.
Goes in with his spear.
Yeah.
So insistent is he that he mustn't draw his blade against anything but a dragon, or else he's admitting that his opponent is basically that of a dragon. Which, you know, to him it holds a lot of importance to not do that.
Yeah.
To declare someone's power level on par with that, because...
Yes, yes, because power levels being over 9,000 are problematic.
So, anyway, then... Leveling the Root applied a lot of attacks, but exactly as we thought.
He couldn't match up to the defense bonus.
2d6 plus 5 strength plus 3 berserker.
Yeah.
And no procs for stuns wasn't enough past the armor 11 that this guy's rocking. Leveling the Root has armor 7.
Had trouble even hitting him.
Yeah.
Defense 16, and he was missing quite a lot.
Yeah. See, that's... Leveling the Root was already going to be low defense.
Yeah.
So he pretty much, all of his attacks, pretty much just all-out attack. Because he's going to get hit anyway.
Yeah. He was relying on his high health pool here.
And he had the superior health pool by 15 points. Now, it was pretty much in Lord Pendergast's hands, this whole match. And he had Relevi up to 50% and beyond before even getting anywhere near that much damage.
Yeah.
And then eventually, once Relevi had taken about like 60-something damage,
Relevi's turned around and started pouring on the damage himself. Quite significantly.
Yeah, he started really pulling a few things. But, you know, the Berserker against a big knight like this, even though he's not even using a shield, absolutely needs stunts much more in this situation to make those twin attacks really hit. But not enough of them were, but the damage did start stacking up and up and up.
Yeah.
But, you know, Cratan, it didn't really bother him, did it? It didn't shake his nerve. Cratan decided, well, I'm gonna win this now.
Relevi was on 1 point of health.
I'm gonna just flurry you down, smack you about, tore his face open. He was blood covered all over his face. Relevi the Root was 1 HP left. What does Cratan do?
He decides that I'm going to do an ander. I'm going to smack you upside the head.
He shoves his spear in the sand and decides to use dexterity brawling, which he's not focused in.
Or talented in. Although in hindsight, if I remember rightly, doesn't a gauntlet do 1d6? And if he's wearing plate, you'd have a gauntlet.
But
well, considering how low he was rolling, it wouldn't have really mattered.
Insult to injury. I flick you.
Yeah.
So he was flicking him a few times.
Quite literally in there.
But he couldn't seem to
knock him down.
Quite make him fall down. Go down, dwarf. I'm trying to finish you, dwarf. And the dwarf just went mental. He's like, right, 66666, sixes everywhere. 666, sign of the devil.
Yeah.
I'm the devil. Reincarnate.
Here's your spear. Rah!
Snapped it over his head. Big mark spear outline there. He snapped the dragon bone in two. And he's like, that was dragon bone. This is dwarf bone.
Cratan got pushed into the 90s at this point.
Cratan ended up 10 away from losing it.
Yeah.
Still trying to punch Relevi.
Yeah, he drew his shield.
Flick, 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 flick.
He drew his shield, but not his sword.
He will not draw his sword. He drew his shield. When he's used other swords previously, sword and board, it wasn't that sword, by the way. It was a standard long sword.
So why particularly did he decide to bring these swords out?
He wanted to carry it because he's in the presence of a dragon. It's basically a reminder to the dragon. This is who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I could draw with.
So even if Amelia had pushed him further, enough to be able to get near his freaking...
Do you know what's ridiculous?
He wouldn't have drawn the sword on her.
If he had of, it would have been a serious admission of her skill level.
Yeah, I don't see it. Considering he didn't put it on Relevi, and Relevi pushed him quite far, Amelia was only slightly different in the defence. That's the only issue I can definitely see. That sword
does less damage than his two-hand.
Mm-hmm.
But only by 1 point.
Yeah.
That's how good a one-hander it is.
Yeah.
So you imagine against dragons that it does +7.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
And that's matched up with the fact that his defence would then rock to 20. But with the shield drawn, Relevi stood no chance of hitting him at all. He just bounced off the shield, and then his shield bashes Relevi in the face, and Relevi falls backwards.
Yeah. Relevi...
With a broken face. Smashed up. Just
smashed It's pretty much when his
nose is smashed in. His mouth is all torn and ripped open.
Yeah. It pretty much went how I thought it was going to go with
Medics on hand. Seems to have saved his life. He's going to be heavily disfigured.
Not that he's going to give a shit.
But he's only going to go back into the deep roads and...
Exactly.
Just fight everything on his own.
So,
like he does.
Yeah, Cratan, Pentaghasts win the tournament.
Cratan is tournament champion. The Pentaghasts have got hold of Anvil Breaker and God knows what else prize-wise.
Yeah.
Well, you know, keep them peeled because we've got the other regular updates too. And what else was going on while this tourney was happening?
Yes.
What was the party up to?
Meanwhile...
Because something is going on.
And here's the thing, because of this being how the tournament is at the end of it, Amelia's going to be there at the tournament. She's not going to be with the party doing anything. So while she's here fighting like this, the party, who are not in the tournament now, are off doing their own thing.
The rest is still to be seen. So tune in for the next video to find out the other side of the coin. Of what nearly went wrong, or absolutely fatally went wrong with the final.
Yeah.
Moments after the winning bell rang.
For all we know, nothing's going to happen.
But until then, with that potentially over-the-top build-up.
For absolutely no reason whatsoever if things go correct.
But things barely ever go correct, but you still work it out in the end.
Yeah.
See you at the arena.